Remember how last week I talked about Superbad and how basically you guys should mostly be caring about where you go in the time of your life and where you want to be and everything? Well, yeah, you should still consider what you want to go to college for instead of, the usual getting laid. But however, because of a little accident that happened, let me just first off by starting this video by saying I'm sorry for what I said to Dollar General and about them. But they taken off the other DVD like this, so I'm guessing that both copies were broken. I can no longer get my money back for this, but I guess I can keep it as a joke, so to speak. But aside from that, if you're gonna go to college, make sure that you're smart enough what you're doing. Don't be like me and buy a broken DVD. But instead, how about you have an adventure of a lifetime? Yes, today I'm going to be talking about the Mitchells versus the Machines, one of the funniest animated comedies ever, brought to us by Sony Animation Studios. Yes, the same people who brought us the very same Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and pretty soon Across the Spider-Verse. So, is this film really a worthy contender to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that a lot of people say is a really great film, as well as the Lego Movie, plus even Lego Batman? Oh yeah, this is one of, if not the funniest animated movie I've seen, next to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and this is amazing. So why don't we all take a road trip and see just how one family will take on the world of machines. The Mitchells versus the Machine starts out with a robot apocalypse. No, seriously, this is how the movie begins. In the middle of the goddamn robot apocalypse with the Mitchells coming in to save the day. Right before we go to a few months later, as we get introduced to our main character, Katie Mitchell, voiced by I forget, sadly. But she's a quirky tom girl that ends up doing everything that nobody would think imaginable. She is a girl that actually likes to make videos, and whereas people would think that's weird, I actually think that's awesome and I would love to watch her videos and review them ever on the channel. She has a quirky younger brother named Aaron, voiced by the director of the film, which I actually think is pretty damn awesome, in my own opinion. One hell of an amazing mother voiced by the one and only infamous Maya Rudolph, and goddamn I love this woman and she is such a delight in this movie and she is a comedy genius. And yeah, they have a pug. A weird ass, funny as fucking hell pug, but a pug nonetheless. And you guys need to go and look up who played this pug. Go. Go now. You'll thank me later. You know who this guy is. Go. I've seen him on Twitter all the time. Go. Okay, are you finished? This is Doug the Pug. That alone makes this movie worth watching. Her father, Rick, voiced by Danny McBride, is not like everybody else. He'd rather spend his time outdoors than spending his time behind a computer or a cell phone screen. All Katie wants is to be accepted to the school of her choice out in California, which she happens to do, but she doesn't know how to break the news to her father, who she wants to get the approval from. So, later that day, a man named Mark, voiced by Eric Andre, is making the announcement that the Power Corporation will be making something brand new and better than what was previously used. Yeah, we'll come back to this in a minute. However, their father dares them to not look at any piece of technology while they're having dinner, and this is just great. It's a really funny moment in this film, especially the dog tries, which makes it even more the funnier. However, Katie ends up telling her father where she's going and what she's gonna do with her life, and her father is not the biggest fan of what she's doing and what she plans to do with her life. In fact, this whole thing accidentally goes into a confrontation where Katie's laptop is remained broken. Katie is upset about this and blames her parents for the whole thing. But both Katie and her father Rick wonder why they can't be like the other, why one can't be more like the other, as Linda tried to tell Rick that they're not the same and nor probably would they ever be like the same. So Rick goes to watch some old family home videos and he decides, you know what? I'm gonna have the best way to figure out how to reconnect with my daughter, in the worst way possible. He decides to cancel her plane ticket and decide he's gonna drive her all the way out to California. It's much to her dismay and much to her dismay. Oh yeah, I should mention, there's a joke with Linda in the movie that she's obsessed with these posy people voiced by John Legend and Christy Teigen. Yes, the actual live couple, and they're supposed to be the perfect family. I'll talk more about them in just a little bit. Meanwhile, to have some fun, Katie decides to make a movie about their road trip as they go eat up at the burger place where they all end up getting sick off of. Her father almost gets them all into trouble and into an accident by trying to ride across the road doing his special in the car. Yeah, it's a whole big joke. And they all get into some hell on a 7-hour long mule trip. Oh, God. Meanwhile, at the big event, Mark, the guy that works for the power company, ends up announcing that there'll be robots that'll be doing the work for everybody instead of cell phones and computers, making cell phones and computers obsolete. However, in true fashion, they end up revolting against the humans. And how did they do this? By suddenly attacking a studio audience. Oh yeah. Family decides to stop off at a dinosaur place because their son is into dinosaurs. That's awesome, dude. But anyways, they don't seem to still end up getting along with one another. That is until Linda tries to fix up her family, but she did not end up doing so until she sees the perfect family. Yeah, let's just pause for a minute and let me just tell you about these guys. These are supposed to be the perfect family in this film. Yeah, these are supposed to be our wonderful family. John Legend and Christy Teigen are the prime examples of a perfect family. Why? Look, it's like she had the perfect body, she had the perfect husband, and she had the perfect daughter. And don't tell me that she does not have the perfect body. I am resistant to your charms about that. It turns out that Aaron has a little crush on a Miss Posy girl. Why? Because she's super into dinosaurs, just like he is. And yes, it even does the charming music moment. It's kind of like Toy Story 3. Then, right the hell out of nowhere, everybody gets attacked by the robot, and the robot apocalypse begins now. At a dinosaur shop, out in the middle of nowhere. I love this movie. So, the robots capture a lot of humanity and wrap up all the humans. And the big villain behind this, I'm not gonna reveal who it is, no spoilers or nothing, but it's fucking hilarious. You really need to see it yourself. But everything goes crazy when the main villain turns off the Wi-Fi and people go insane. It's the funniest moment in all of this, and I couldn't help laughing as hard as I did when it happened. So, it's up to the small team of missiles, a family of so many, deciding to figure out how to stop the robot illusion. But they end up meeting two robots that are actually very friendly. One named Eric, and the other Deborah Bat. No, seriously, I'm not kidding, those are their names. So the family hatches together a brilliant plan to camouflage the car, make it look just like the road. Beautiful plan, and the robots are none the wiser, so they decide that they can get away and try to take down the Power Corporation. However, they start getting attacked by other robots because it's that kind of movie where robots attack, as her father tries to teach her how to drive stick. As Pal ends up kidnapping people over and over and all over the place in order to regain control on them, but at least they offer free Wi-Fi. So, thumbs up. At the mall, Katie revealed that they can capture the plan and end up stopping the corporation once and for all. They didn't see on what was trying to stop them. Evil appliances. I'm not kidding. They are trying to get destroyed by giant evil appliances. God, is that funny. But everything gets better inside of the toy store. Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on this. Yes, they get attacked by Furbies. This is amazing. But that's not all. No, it gets better because they summon the Elder One where they summon the world's largest Furby. I love this. But it turns out after the Furby attacks, seriously, name another movie where you can say that, Katie is upset that they cannot get the kill code because it's been destroyed. So it's up to plan B. But this is when Katie's mom, Linda, tells her about why her father's kind of strict on her. Because he had to give up on a dream that he had and he doesn't want her to do the same. So the family disguise themselves as robots. Yeah, seriously. And sneak into the Hell Corporation to try to take down the big bad evil. But as fate would have it, the family would not be having this happy family momentum moment as they all crash into the ground below, and making their plan even more frustrating. So Katie tried to cheer up Aaron after what's happened, especially since he's noticing his family breaking up, but he's not having it, and it's up to Katie to make amends with her father once more. But when Katie realizes that she's mostly being a bitch about the whole thing, kind of, she decides, I'm gonna make amends right and save my family from the giant evil robot corporation. And Mark ends up showing Rick about why he's wrong about Katie. Mark sees Katie as an inspiring young girl, and Rick kind of doesn't, at least not at first. And how does Katie end up saving her parents? By strapping their dog into a car seat and driving him through the robots because the robots can identify if he's a pig, a dog, or a loaf of bread. That's the kind of comedy you're working with, people. And if you're not checking out this movie right now, I can wait. Go. Go see this movie right now. Go. I can wait. Go. I'm not kidding. Go. Are they gone? Okay, let's continue. But the father wants to end up saving his daughter by having the YouTube video play on every screen, and it's kind of resultant seeing him, try to learn how to use a computer, and yet he had no idea. When Linda loses her babies, she loses it. And I mean that in the best way. She goes absolutely berserk and kills every single robot in sight. It's awesome. But when the evil overlord cannot believe that the missiles are destroying her entire plans and her universe, she asks one simple question. Why should I let you missiles live? When, after giving a reason, Rick comes in and saves Katie just in the nick of time for the both of them to end up going and saving the world together. Father and daughter power is a must in this movie. So the missiles end up saving the world and the universe as we know it. And of course, Rick is surprised that the robots are still alive as they ask to explain what death is, and we don't need that for a family film. So, all things come to a good ending as Katie goes to the college of her dreams the next semester after just waiting only a few months after this whole thing had happened. And in a nice moment, her and her father make amends and even make a love call of the moose. This movie is weird, but I love it. But we're not finished yet. We have an after credit scene as Katie's getting along with everybody at the school and even has a relationship with one of the girls named Ashley, which we would believe to happen. She plays around with some effects just to screw with her mother, and they end up making her laugh at it, as we all realize that they all have been honored and recognized as heroes. They all get together for one final road trip. And that was The Missiles vs. the Machines, and honestly guys, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen, and you should see it too. This is nothing more than a comedy about what would happen if the family had the weirdest day in history, but made the best of it. It answered that kind of question and pulled it off nicely. The best part is, the voice actors all know what they're getting themselves into, and they ended up pulling it off very, very nicely, at least in my opinion. So, if you're looking for a great, funny family comedy to watch this year that just goes ape shit and just goes all over the place, I highly recommend checking out The Missiles vs. the Machines. Be sure to give this movie a watch. And anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy me at Twitter in case you want to see what else I'm working on. And as always, I'll see you next time.